Good morning, guys. Now we are in a part 2 economics, Indian economic development. Okay, hope you remember we have completed the part 1 in first PUC, which is statistics for economics. So, in that only we have discussed about the economics introduction. So, economics is a study of mankind in ordinary business of life, isn't it? So we have discussed about the statistics and economics. So you know the economics and factors of production. In that we have discussed 4 factors of production without which you can't produce anything, which is land, labor, capital, organization, and so many introduction we have discussed. Now in Indian economic development, as per the new syllabus, you have a first chapter of liberalization, privatization, globalization. Okay, in short form we used to call in economics LPG. Okay ma, now we are going to discuss the 1991 reforms LPG, about that only in detail. Okay, now how the new economic reform was framed or formed. There was an issue. Okay, so what was an issue? There was an issue, great crisis in India in 1980s. Okay, the financial crisis, trade crisis, and fiscal sector, monetary sector, trade sector, every sector we had faced a lot of losses and crisis. Okay, problems. So to solve the problem only we have introduced the new economic reforms in 1991. So the reforms, the economic reforms are due to the financial crisis in 1980s. The below are the crisis faced by Indian economy during 1980s. In 1980s, India met with an economic crisis relating to its external debt. The government was not able to make payment on its borrowing from abroad. Foreign exchange reserve, which we generally maintain to import the petrol and other importable items. Okay, even we don't have a sufficient foreign exchange reserve. Hope you know the meaning of foreign exchange reserve, though I am giving you now foreign exchange reserve, which means it is the currency, the transformation of one country currency into another country currency, conversion of one country currency into another country currency. Why we need a foreign exchange reserve? Now I will tell you. Suppose if in your family or in our family somebody is going to work in abroad and they are earning income in their terms of money, isn't it? They don't pay the Indian currency in foreign countries. USA they will pay the dollar. Okay, so the same kind, the different countries having their own country currency. So that currency cannot be used in India. The same way Indian currency cannot be used in foreign countries. So we need one transformation process or some reserve officers or some institution authority to exchange one country currency into another country currency. That is known as foreign exchange. Okay, here foreign exchange reserve, which means we don't have a sufficient level of foreign exchange currency in our reserve to purchase the goods and services from foreign country. Not only the petrol we imported, but also other things we have imported. See, fiscal deficit increased to 8.5 percentage. Fiscal deficit, what do you mean by deficit? What do you mean by fiscal policy? Fiscal policy, which means policy regarding the government expenditure on income and borrowing. Okay, so the central government every year they are making the budget, isn't it? In that budget only they'll make a fiscal policy. So here deficit, what there are three kind of fiscal policy as they, budget are there. Number one is balanced budget, surplus budget, and deficit budget. And recent years we in India we adopt always the deficit budget. What do you mean by balanced and surplus and deficit budget? Okay, you will discuss in second year in detail. Now I am going to give you a hint about the budget and fiscal deficit. That's what I am coming to this point. Balanced budget, which means when the government plan to earn income equal to its expenditure, is known as balanced budget. Which means how the government will earn income through taxes, how the government spend money through government activities, public sector activities, which mean welfare activities. Okay, so when the government plan to earn income equal to its expenditure is known as fiscal deficit. Balanced budget. Suppose if the government plan to earn income more than its expenditure, which mean it is the surplus budget. Which means surplus means they are plan to earn more income than its revenue. Okay, and third one only this fiscal deficit, which means the government planned to spend more than its revenue. Nowadays, when India or any country, due to this lockdown, they had so many financial crisis of people. So to protect the people, the government should adopt the deficit budget only. They will spend more than its revenue. They can't collect more revenue through taxes because people are struggling to get an income and job. Okay, so the fiscal deficit increased to 8.5% of GDP, and inflation was 16%. What do you mean by inflation? Inflation is the main economic terms, which mean rising the general price level. See here in the picture, the price of coffee or cup of tea. How much you see? The price of coffee is gone down. The value of money is gone down, which means the prices are more compared to the quantity. So too much of money chasing too few goods is the condition of inflation. Okay, Nama. So we have to spend more to buy a basket of goods and services. So the inflation was raised during 1980s 16%, and air lifted our gold to Bank of England because we have purchased more things and we had a debt burden the Bank of England. So the amount and all went to the Bank of England, and there was a $7 billion of deficit, which means we had borrowed or imported in terms of goods and services from USA, and we had to repay the amount in terms of $7 billion. And foreign exchange reserves 15 days of import bill. Even we had a pending of import of our goods and services. Bill payment also we had. So this was the reason to make a new policy, new economic policy, which means new economic reforms in 1921. Since there is a shortage of foreign exchange in India, the government of India approached the two international financial institutions. One is World Bank, another one is International Monetary Fund, IMF, to borrow the loans. The international financial agencies imposed certain terms and conditions to lend the loan. Those are given below. See here, due to this financial crisis, fiscal debt, financial debt, and debt borrowing and inflationary situation, so many things was happened in India. So to solve this issue, the government, Indian government, approached the international financial institution, which are IMF and IBRD. IBRD, which means International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. The IBRD is also known as World Bank. So the government approached these institutions, and these institutions, they made some condition. They imposed some certain conditions on India. If you are ready to adopt, we are ready to sanction your loan. Why? Because if you can see the bank how they are sanctioning the loan, they will see the capability of repayment of loan of the person. Okay, so they will check it. If the person is not eligible, if the person is not earning, they can't return the loan how much ever they get, whether the loan amount is small or large. Okay, so they approached for the $7 billion to get the loan from international financial institutions. So to improve the status of Indian condition, then only they can able to repay the loan now. So they told some conditions to be adopted, some modification to be needed to improve the Indian economic condition. Okay, so which are the three conditions? Reduce the role of government, which is liberalization, and remove the restriction on private sector in all economic activities, which is privatization, and remove the restriction on foreign trade, which is globalization. So these three conditions are imposed by these two financial institutions, which is IMF and World Bank. So this is what the government of India has accepted all the terms and conditions made by the international financial institutions, because India was facing a severe financial crisis during 1980s. So in 1991, the government of India has announced the new economic policy, which is new economic reforms. The Prime Minister was that time, the Prime Minister was P.V. Narasimha Rao, and the Finance Minister was Dr. Manmohan Singh, formulated the new economic policy, and hence that from that time only the LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization was implemented. So now you can understand what you mean by liberalization, which means reducing the role of government in economic activities, and removing the restriction on private sector, which is privatization, which means nowadays you can see 50 percentage of participation in all economic activities, both private and government sector, which is mixed economic situation is there in our country. And at last, globalization, which means opening up of home economy into foreign country. So we had a worldwide trade with all the countries, neighborhood countries, because of the LPG. Okay ma, thank you. We will discuss about the LPG in detail, liberalization, privatization and globalization in detail in next class. Thank you children. Thank you.